morning birdies, up and mighty lively on this nice, warm, beautiful morning. Able to be out here with my shorts on, with a short sleeve shirt, and I'm out here taking my little steps in stride. Feeling good, feeling blessed, looking forward each and every morning to my little walk, my prayers, and communing with all of you. And never forgetting where I came from. And more importantly, never being ashamed of where I came from. And many will tend to forget, act like it never happened. And I think the worst of it all is to act like you're better when you know damn well you were in those situations before. I've moved away, but I still go back. I still visit, and I still let it be known. But there's of you who completely abandoned, completely disregarded because of fame, money, change in social status. And that is something that is so cruel. As for me, I grew up in the South, PD, South Carolina. Never knew why it was called PD. I guess as I got older, I guess the PD River was by or whatever, but it was in between Georgetown and Conway. Southern, straight motherfucking Southern. My childhood, I grew up in a trailer in between my grandmother, God bless her dead, grandfather, God bless her dead, and my uncle. Now, due to some circumstances, we had to move, and I moved into a house. Now, this is like the 80s, and I moved into a house that had a tin roof. I literally remember growing up having to pump water from a well. Now, if y'all don't know what that means or exactly how that operates at times, so in our front yard, we had this old iron pump. Now, the key to it was first you had to pour some water in, and then you pump with the handle up and down until the water started flowing. And then once the water started flowing a little more, you had your water. And I grew up having to bathe in a big metal pan. Those same pans that they would use back in the days to wash clothes with your juking board or your washboard. Now, what made it even crazy about that living situation is that it was at the end of this long dirt road. So you can only imagine. Summertime in the school, you had to watch how you walked, dust yourself off before you got on the bus because it's dusty as fuck, it's dirty as hell. There's dirt all over the place. And it was even scary because there were these big ass trees in the yard. Big ass trees in the yard. And we did have our storms. We had a hurricane or two, and it was like, wow, if one of these motherfucking trees fall, ooh, that's it. That is it. But it was some of the best memories of my life. That is part of where I came from. I had the little clothes back then, you know. We would take our jeans and we would cut them when they weren't of use anymore and make them into shorts. And there you go. You got you some damn shorts. The little tiger or the little lion or crocodile on the shirt. You know, I even remember a picture, an elementary picture. Yes, I say it that way. Elementary, not elementary. Look at the spelling. Elementary. And I had my little shirt. It had red, gold, and brown stripes, or red, gold, and blue stripes on the shirt. And I had the biggest smile on my face, and I had the little book open, knowing damn well I wasn't able to read at that time. And it was like a little golden duck on the table with some books behind me in the picture. That was me. I grew up where, shelling beans and eating lima beans. I couldn't stand the motherfuckers. Oh my God. Even though they had a piece of ham hock in it, the shit still was disgusting. We had our fish and grits. Didn't eat some things, but you gonna eat whatever's in this table. That's how we grew up. I didn't grow up rich. I don't even think I grew up middle income. Definitely was fucking low income. Going, riding bikes to the park, going to the store. Stuff was, the 5 cent. Back then they even had the 1 cent Fortune bubble gums, and then they came out with a little bigger piece of those. It's a bigger size. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I was happy. Going to the little, I don't know if you can call them corner stores in the South, because it was actually like, no, it couldn't even be called a corner store, because it was actually a store. But there, you go in there and you see the big jars of the pickled pig's feet and the pickled eggs and, the hot sausages, the pickled sausages. But I couldn't have been happier. I could not have been happier. And from there, we upgraded over time. Now, in this house, it was me, my sister, my brother, and my mother. And I'm really not sure that we had 3 bedrooms in that fucking house. It wasn't the biggest. We were happy. We were fed. And then we upgraded. Then we had a brick house. In that brick house, we had 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a full bathroom. I shared a room with my brother. My sister had her own room because she was the only girl besides my mother in the house. There were mornings, we had our fried bologna with grits. Sometimes it was something that was like, it was some tomatoes and okra in a can or something that would get heated up on the stove, and you put that on the plates with your grits, stuff like that. Didn't eat the greatest of the meals of the world, but I did not go hungry. There wasn't a time where I remember my belly grumbling. There was no food to eat. It might not have been what the fuck you wanted, but there was food. It was supplied. And I never forget those times. Even when I went to school and I saw, the other kids and, how they were living better. They could get the latest clothes. Their parents would let them get this game and this system. And, I remember one of the greatest things. I don't even remember a lot of my birthdays. I remember my 5th birthday. Or maybe it was my 4th. I do remember what I wore. Back then I had this little blue soccer short set. It was a blue shirt with the blue and white stripes and some little blue shorts with a little soccer ball patch on the end. Couldn't have been motherfucking happier. That first Nintendo system that I got was like one of the greatest things in the fucking world. My brother, he wanted the Sega Genesis. I was happy. And even as we progressed to middle school, we had that house. had the front yard, we had a backyard. Eventually, my mother ended up, getting us a basketball hoop in the yard. We still had the dirt. It was a dirt court, but we had a basketball hoop. It was happy. It was joyous. All of that made me and showed me many things, especially family events, family orientated, and so forth. But as we grow and we get older, we tend to forget those things. We look at those as being shameful. There are some of you who left home and never came back. Did not visit, look down on the people that still live in those areas that didn't have that drive, didn't have that determination to get the fuck out of there. Or they didn't hit a lick. They didn't meet that girl to take them away, or that guy to take them away. But when mentioned of, oh, ain't you from that area? No, the fuck I'm not. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Man, don't come to me with that shit. That was a long time ago. It still doesn't matter. It's a part of you. It is a part of you. I moved away because I wanted better. I wanted better. I wanted to live a different life. I wanted to see the world, because what was going on at that time was not the entire world. I remember having that big dish satellite in the fucking back of the yard. And when the parents were there at night, this was back when you could move it to the left and the right. So you could get all of those nudie porn channels. The shit would be all blurry as fuck, but you could make out some shit. You could make out it. You turn it to the left, turn it to the right, And that was like some of the funnest shit in the world. You was happy, you was content with that. You sitting up there seeing all those hairy coochies and that shit. Now that shit used to fuck me up back in the day, because oh my God, the fucking noises and shit that the men's would make. You swear them motherfuckers was having a goddamn stroke or some shit. It was just like, whoa, what the fuck? But that was our experiences. I have never looked down on that. I find it so disrespectful for those who look at that just because you're doing better. You came from that. That is your history. That will always and forever be a part of you. I remember when I left, and it was certain things that I would eat. And I was in a child hall in the military. This is like about 18. And someone was like, oh, you from down south? I'm like, why? Oh, because of what I ate. Oh, I had my grits. I had my eggs in there with some salt, pepper, and some ketchup mixed up all nice, and I was fucking that shit up. I put my salt on my cantaloupe, on my watermelon. I never been ashamed of my accent, even though sometimes I don't hear it. But it's there. I came from this little podunk place where the nearest town was like, nearest city, 15 miles. Yeah, let's say about 15, 16 miles. But I was content with that. There were so many other experiences, especially our school. Our school was mostly black and white. Okay, correction, mostly white, and we had black people. And it was every day that I experienced all of those things going to school. The different people, the different way they talked. We all had that whole Southern mentality. I mean, you knew the people, especially the white people, who were better off. They had the farmlands, they raised cows. Cows was a big thing. Cows was very big back then. This guy would come and pick up the slop. Slop is like all of the scraps and everything from the meals. You just put it in a bucket. And them old buckets, I think it's the same ones that they put like the chitlins and stuff in. Can't stand chitlins. I think it's just disgusting. I don't think I ever ate them. I know what they look like, but it's just like bleh. And it would come get picked up, and that's what we would use to feed the hogs. My grandmother, she would kill the chickens in the yard, chop the heads off on the block, throw them around, let them run around. Not everything was bought out of a fucking grocery store. There were things that were raised by hand. And that gave me a whole different insight of when I became a further adult and I moved away, because I had to reevaluate things. Growing up, you didn't have to check your fruits and vegetables so much. Now, you literally have to inspect the damn package. You have to be suspicious if shit goes on sale. Like, whoa, why all of a sudden these strawberries are 2 for $5? What the fuck? And then you look at the bottom of the crate or the little plastic container, and it's already molded the fuck out. The quality ain't the same. But that's because you came from those times where that's all you knew. It carried on with you as an adult, and no matter how hard you try to deny it, try to run from it, dress differently. Oh, I ain't like them country people. Oh, you slow if you from the South. What the fuck kind of stupid mentality is that? That's no different than how slave masters and those thought of us, and you thinking about your prior self, your younger self, just because you got some college education or education. Oh, you became a lawyer, a doctor, police officer. You still survived and carried a lot of that stuff with you to this day. And I have not changed. Not once. There are those who wouldn't even go back to those towns to see loved ones off that have passed. Or when they do come back, they act all snooty, geechy, like they so high and mighty. Like, how the fuck do you do that? Is that because your closer ancestors acted that way? Nobody advised you? You didn't listen? You didn't pay attention to your great-grandmother? Your grandmother? You saw their struggle as being inferior? And not that, damn, they was motherfucking strong as shit. I moved away because I wanted to be better, not forget. I can't see myself going back to those times because I've already been there. That's why I can't see myself going back to that. I know what it's like. I experience what is better. And I need to do what is necessary not to. Not to regress. That is such a key thing. But I will never dishonor you. I will never be ashamed to talk about what my great-grandmother did and went through, my grandfather, my own mother, my aunts and uncles. We can sit around and act like I ain't never been gone a fucking day. Because I never looked down on them. I've never disowned them. Now, if they cross me, oh, we can be casual. We can be cool. I ain't about to come sit up in your damn face and fucking talk about fucking news, but we'll speak. But for those of you who went away, never came back, realize that once you have passed on, that you are right there with all the other motherfuckers that you thought was so beneath you. You was so much better than. And you right in the same position. Because we all die. We all die. We all become ancestors. Now, you're there. And that's it. You're going to continue. That shame, that guilt, that fear. You damn right you deserve it. Because you left. You forgot what made you you. Ashamed because, you heard somebody talking about, I can't stand fucking people from South Carolina or dudes from motherfucking Georgia. And I can admit that it affected me at one time too. I could not stand a bitch with a southern fucking accent. Oh my goodness. I thought that was the fucking lowest of the low. You fucking slow country draw talking motherfucking bitch. I would hear it instantly get turned the fuck off. I'm like, ugh. Oh, where you from? Yeah, this, or it just be a hit and run. Not trying to know. Now, keep in mind that I am from this, even though a lot of times I did not speak with an accent. I spoke proper, or I spoke white. But even I was acting like that at one point. And I got over it. Because it's like, damn, I'm really being a piece of shit. It was either that or just my affliction, my curse of the flesh, because women, and it's just like, you know what, just don't say nothing. or I don't know how the fuck I was doing it, but it was just sex. It was just sex and flesh and fucking, and so it didn't matter. Could I date? Thought about marrying? Oh, hell to the no. But I still would interact. And as I got older into my 20s, I started to get over that. I started to rethink. Because, hey, when I'm around the homies and the bros and the military and shit like that, a lot of us were from there. And we would talk junk and talk shit about where we grew up, the craziness that went on there, and a lot of them from Virginia. Oh my God, don't let you be from motherfucking Mississippi. Ooh, boy, they be like, ooh, you straight from motherfucking slave country. Georgia, we be like, damn, how the fuck you from motherfucking Georgia and you don't eat watermelon? Damn, bro, what kind of non-Negro you? You light skinned. You must have was a house nigga in your last life. That's the kind of crazy, stupid shit. But we still kept it real with where we were from, amongst each other. But wouldn't show all of that to the outside. I used to fuck up some motherfucking pork rinds. Oh, you give me some motherfucking hot and spicy, fucking salt and vinegar. Oh, then they had the fatback that came in little fucking packages. Fried fatback, man. But wouldn't let a female know that shit. Wouldn't openly and all of his glory show and represent that. And that was wrong. And even though I changed my ways, I never apologized to you. I never apologized to any of you for me having that mentality, to looking down on my people, my family, the same way others did. because it was cool. I'm better than them. What you talking about? Got my little uniform on. I'm a soldier. You know, I've been to Germany. I've traveled to here. You know, I've been to Belgium. I've been to France. You know, thinking I'm all high and mighty. But when I came back around everybody, just like the fucking family, there was even a time where I can't even say I couldn't. I chose not to be around my family for extended periods of time because I would notice that my language would change. The wordings that I would use and say. I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck did I just say? Anebo? You know, all sorts of southern slang. But that is where I came from. That didn't make me lesser of a human. That did not make me any more uneducated than the next person. Because my actions were more than enough. But I did not think they were more than enough. I had to look the part and talk it. And I am sorry. I wish I understood sooner. I wish that fire kept burning inside me all the way through, and that it did not take me to be in my 40s to be apologizing to you now. All of my prayers have been filled with apologies, new things that I've discovered about myself, new healing that has been going on, letting everything out in the open, opening up my heart to you, bowing down, asking for your forgiveness so much, because that is me. All of that made and helped to nurture me into the man that I am. I know I have my faults. Everybody does. And we can say we are a product of our environment. But you can't get out of that environment. You have to start mentally. Think and find those ways. But never forget. Stay humble. Don't trash your ancestors, your family members who are still there. That was their choice. I'll still see you. I'll still talk. I'll still speak. But anytime I've been asked, like, oh, you ever gonna move back down here? I'll be like, oh, hell no. And you know what, surprisingly, is the answer that you'll hear? Good. You don't need to be here. Because there is nothing here. There's nothing here for you but a bunch of trouble. There's people that I know that have never left the state. Never left the state in 20, 30 years. But they encourage it. They are happy that you were able to be better than them. To want it enough to do not let that fear of the unknown. Everybody is born with a head on their shoulders. Use that. You don't have to go to a new place and completely change. You just can't go and keep doing the same dumb shit. I've got past it. A lot of them still dealing in drugs, fucking selling, robbery in little gangs, all types of shit. I see you when I come down there, hey, but I ain't hanging up with you because I don't need that. I don't have nothing to prove to you. I'm proving everything to myself. That is the key. Proving that I have what it takes to be better than the things here that I did not like, that I hated, that I wanted to be better. And won't be allowing others to influence that. You've taught me a lot. You've finally got me to utter those words to you. And I know y'all have been waiting a long time. A very long time. You didn't give up. You didn't stop. You kept waiting. You kept watching out for me. Thank you for it all. Thank you for this inspiration this morning. For me to converse, for it to flow freely and from the bottom of my heart. Amen.